Right now, as a country, we are grappling with untreatable gonorrhea, right? And syphilis that have refused, are not accepting antibiotics. We don't even talk about STIs. I don't even see people worrying about STIs. STDs hata mfikiriangi kaswende na kisonono.
Cocky straight in on you. Cook on your face so you feel bad. To them say Marco when you spend your days on you. Me tell them me girlfriend boom boom comfortable. You boom boom comfortable. Girl you boom boom comfortable. God no.
Hello, welcome to The Vibe, ladies and gentlemen, Gen Zs and other ages, karibuni sana. This is the what? The Vibe, where real conversations meet real truths, and with the DJ Mo, the music never ever stops. And of course, hapa tulisema terms and conditions ni chache, filters kiasi, na vibe kwa wi? Vibe kwa wi? So, Mo, the future is here with Obis Ventures Limited. So, ukitaka chochote, events, na nasema chochote, Obis Ventures Limited. Now, Mo. Situation hii wiki situation tena.
Situation sana.
Sana.
Hata si tena ni sana.
Tell us more.
Today we have a lady called Gina. She's in uni. Ndio amejoin uni. Ako 20 years old. Yeye ni virgin. But ako na beshte yake mwenye anaitwa Lindsay. Ako 17. But yeye na virginity hawapatani kabisa. Yeye atambui hiyo story kabisa. So Gina feels Lindsay ni kama ameharibika hivi nini. But Lindsay ana feel Gina yeye pia sasa ana waste time tu. Juu saa anangoja. Anangoja nini surely? Unaona anangoja?
Anangoja?
Mimi sijui.
Kila kitu kipo?
Kila kitu iko.
Sijui kama umeelewa. Yeah?
Mwenye anasema what are you waiting for? Ako 17 na wewe mwingine ndo ako 20. So let's bring this question home. When do you feel is the right age to have sex?
According to me, no right time ama specific age, but kuna some consideration unafaa consider. First, tuseme kama in Kenya we have a law, si ndio? Yenye hii law inakubali mtu ku make decision lazima ukue above 18. Kama uko below you are a minor, si ndio? So kilawful kama hujafika 18 si vizuri. Then tuko na culture ama religious things zenye zinasema the right time is until marriage, si ndio? Na kama uko sawa na hiyo ngojea until marriage, si ndio? Na kuna kitu na unaweza consider vitu kama emotional. Unafaa kuwe na emotions na mtu mwenye unafanya na yeye ndio uenjoy. Ukipata like mtu mwingine you don't feel out enjoy.
According to me, okay, me acha mimi bring in the Christian aspect of life. I'm a Christian, so like according to us as Christians, we are supposed to wait until marriage. I get. But sasa unapata kuna like easy other time. Easy times zingine zenye like let's say for example like Diana, and maybe kuna wale wenye wana feeling like kama nani Lindsay like why wait, unaona? So like kama ni hivyo mimi na feel like do you have the like the right information about whatever you are doing, unaona? Like do you know how to abstain from it? Do you know like hizo vitu zingine, story na STI, story na pregnancies, story na the person you are with kama they are responsible ama like na mbona mimi naulizanga mbona ukae na mbona ulale na msemo mwenye like ayuko willing kuwa na wewe for the rest of unaniget come to like unafanyaje pleasure kwa msemo mwenye anakuja tu kukulima na chak.
So just to be clear, on a date for marriage wewe?
Yeah.
No casual.
Very okay.
So the question was, what is the right age to have sex? This side.
first of all, we know that sex is pleasure. Okay? Sex is made for pleasure. So, when it comes to a point that you can make up your mind, you can make a sober decision, I think that's you're good to go. Because at 20 is a person who can make decision for herself or for himself. So at 20, why make that person avoid that pleasure that he feels I should have this pleasure for sex because I'm adult enough. Even if you're 17, at sometimes I feel in Kenya the law kidogo inatufinyilia because you find a 17-year-old girl she's very fit emotionally. She feels I should have sex. Even at 15, at this generation at 15, you find a 14-year-old girl anasema mambo hata mtu kwenye sitaki kusema live on camera because the generation that we are in, something is triggering something to the sex world.
I'm of the suggestion that sex education should start at teenage years, especially to the high school girls. I'm a nursing student. I've helped a 15-year-old deliver a baby who has not told the parents that they're pregnant, was brought by the school. I don't know why it wasn't communicated. But the truth is, sex is happening with teenagers. So I'm of the idea, sex education, about what is the repercussion of whatever you're going to do. Apart from pregnancy, what else can come up? Because even an STI can come from the sex. So the sex education should start from high school or teenage years, but sex is no specific age.
I want to speak about maturity. A 13-year-old might not be mature to have sex. A 15-year-old might be mature, and the other one might not be mature to have sex, right? So, as long as we are talking about religion, Christianity, Muslim, people from ghetto, the other one not from ghetto, but as long as all of these people, 1 and 20 is not mature to have sex, but a person who is 15 is mature to have sex, it's all right. It's the same. So that's my point. It's all about maturity.
So there is no age.
Yeah.
I will go with an aspect of the mutual consent. One, both partners agree willingly. Second, consent must be clear, informed, and ongoing. And again, there must be no influence of drugs when making that consent.
Do you think there's a right age?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
But wamesema there's no right age. Wanasema maturity is what matters.
But how do you know you're mature enough?
How do you know you're mature
How do you know
enough?
you're ready?
How do you measure maturity?
So, according to me, yes. I think in terms of matters sex, maturity is whereby you are able to make a sound decision. You know the consequences of what you're doing. And also, the consequences in terms of pregnancy might come, you might get sick, or maybe kuna mavitu zingine za spiritual whatever. Yeah, so maturity according to me is knowing you are making the right decision, or the decision you are making has consequences.
Yeah, well said. So that is enough for this part of the segment. But dancers, karibuni sana. We are taking a break, but we're going on with DJ Mo.
Right like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Fine light in the beautiful sea. I chose to be happy.
How was life in KU?
Ilikuwa ngumu.
Tatu wewe ni mdem mrembo, mdem young, umesoma mpaka kampo, umegraduate uko na papers, alafu ukaamua mimi sitangojea job ikuje. Before ikuje, hebu acha nifanye hii shughuli. Because ni shughuli poa ndio, but watu wengi watakwambia mimi sifanyi, mimi nangojea white collar job nimesoma, si ndio? Kibarua kama gani nyingine umefanya before?
Nimefanyia salon and cosmetic. Nimeajiriwa kama attendant.
Yeah. Do you ever see yourself living here to go do Kenya ulisomea? Ama pesa ukisha.
We are back. Welcome to the Vibe, the place where real conversations meet real truths. And our info plugs are here, Jerry and Zach. Karibuni tena. Please, one more time, kindly introduce yourselves.
My name is Njeri Megwe. I work at an organization known as Usikimie. Usikimie is an organization that works towards ending the prevalence of sexual and gender-based violence. Na mimi ni mtu wa mtaa. Very important. Mbona watu wa mtaa wanaonewa? Mimi ni mtu wa mtaa. Kayole, representing Kayole.
Zakaria Kawa is my name. Born and bred in Githurai, Nairobi, Kenya. I'm the team lead, the Link Empowerment Initiative, which is based in Githurai, Isambu Sub-County, Nairobi County. Thank you.
So just to clarify, nyinyi ni watu wa mtaa. So mnaelewa, tunaelewana hapa vizuri.
Si watu wa mtaa bana.
Watu wa mtaa. Okay, so sote tuko sawa.
Hapo sawa.
Tuko na very interesting situation leo. Maybe Tabs unaweza tuchanua.
Ulikuwa na confirm too we are good in the hood. Okay.
1960.
So, the conversation today was around when is the right age to have sex. And just in the audience, people are almost on the consensus that there is no right age, but there is maturity.
So this is where we're at to the situation. When really is the right age to start having sex?
And is there a right age?
And is there a right age?
When you are emotionally stable, ama, you know the risks. Sindio? You know the risks za sex. That's the first stage. Kama unajua the risk, then you can have sex. Secondly, if you have consent, mutual consent, because consent is the biggest thing. Unaweza kuwa mimi niko na consent lakini demu yangu hajanipatia consent lakini nataka kuchukua. Si ndio? So consent is very important. The other thing is about age, because pia tunaangalia vizuri, according to our constitution there is an age whereby you can give consent. Si ndio? So when you can give consent.
But just before you continue, we are throwing this word consent. Consent. What is consent?
Consent is that wewe mwenyewe ndio umeamua wewe mwenyewe peke yako, haujaambiwa na mtu, haujaforciwa na mtu, you have made the decision wewe mwenyewe. Sawa. Unajua when it comes to consent, it's a person who gives authority to go ahead. Kama hujafika 18 years, there's a person who make your decisions. So that's the person mwenye atakupatia consent ni mzazi. But when you are 18 and above, now you can give wewe mwenyewe ndio utaamua utafanya ama utafanya. Sawa. That's another thing. The other thing is about when you know the reason as to why you are having sex, because kuna watu wana have sex kwa sababu wanasikia ina nini. Kuna walisikia beshte yake alipiga hiki kitu hata anataka kupiga. When you know the reason as to why, pia inakuwa ni poa, at least una make easy decisions poa. So I think there's not the right time to have sex. It's a matter of when you know the consequences of having sex.
What does consent mean to a woman? And can I consent and then not consent?
Consent is something I can give, right? And if I can give something, I can take it back. So in consent, we say consent number 1 should be freely given. Freely given. It's not something that you are coerced. Hauni aki nini tu sulikam. Sasa utaenda hivyo kama tujadu. Consent should not be coerced.
Nilituma fare. Kwanza hiyo kutuma fare makes he. So hata boys wako ushaitumia fare mbona hujaimwambia nini? So consent back there. Freely given. Should not be coerced. Sinyi ni watu wazima. Situlikubaliana. Haya.
Niko na swali kidogo tu. Mtu mwenye si mtu mzima anaweza peana consent.
Tuko huko kwa mtu. Ameshawaambia. If somebody is not grown, that's a child. A child cannot consent. Do you start to see now where it comes into that issue of defilement, where defilement now starts? Because that's a child and a child cannot consent. So ni muhimu sana kuelewa that part. A child cannot consent. That's why you're taken to prison, because a child cannot consent. So consent is freely given. consent can be withdrawn at any time by both parties. Yes. And you can tell, consent should be enthusiastic. Right? Should be enthusiastic. Si ati unaona mtu amekaa tu hapo hivyo amelala kaa gunia and you're like, you are good. Even action should already tell you. Should be verbal where possible, but you yourself unaona tu mtu amekaa tu hapo amenyamaza, uko tu hapo, you're having a good time. So consent should be enthusiastic. Should be enthusiastic. Pia unataka kuona pia mimi am on top of my game. So pia unajua si ati kwa tu na huku kwingine mtu amekaa tu hivi, you can't see, you can't read the room. So yeah, consent should be enthusiastic, and we don't reward, as in au kuas mtu tuko pamoja. So that's how consent looks like. So consent can be withdrawn. Just because I give you consent, we start. And then imefika pali naanza kukuambia no, but you are in the middle of things are thick. Niko tu no na uko tu we tunamaliza safari tuko kwa no, consent can be withdrawn. That's very important. And the thing is, when you talk to a lot of, and I'll say a lot of, and even men, but mostly when we talk to girls, they will tell you, I feel like I was raped, but I don't know how to say because nilijipeleka. But I did not consent. Ama unajipata kwa situation, ulienda kwa hawe ya mse, things happened, you told him no, but akakwambia suko hapa. And for men, a lot of men, especially in urban areas, if you're being very, very honest, how many men know, being raised in urban areas, most of you had a first sexual experience or even subsequent sexual experiences with your house help, with older women who are living with you, your aunts, your older cousins, people who lived with you, family, friends, but they showed you the way, but you were not of age. But ukafikiria tu ilikuwa, unajua, nilisikia nini, lakini you are not, you are minor. That's how consent looks like. Consent looks like me taking advantage of somebody who's living in my house. Most of the time it's our house help. Uliamka ukapata tu mtu ashaanza kukufanyia kazi na you were just there thinking, what are they called? There were dreams, but you found yourself in this situation and you found yourself as a minor having sex with an older woman who had more authority over you. And so that's how it looks like. Tumeelewa? So do not assume that this thing only happens on one side. I'm also giving you positions to start understanding that sometimes things happen that are out of our way. And that yes, your yes matters. And yes is yes. No is no. No does not mean maybe. Maybe I can convince you to make it a yes. Sawa sawa? So that's how consent looks like. We have something called FRIES that tells you freely given, reversible, enthusiastic, and so on and so forth. He has said it and he has put it so well. When you're emotionally responsible. And trust me, your body knows when you're ready. And you're not ready at 13, you're not ready at 14, you're not ready at 15. Even you're 18 tunasema too. That's governmental consent. However, do you even understand the consequences of having sex? Do you understand that there is a baby that can come out? That's one. That shouldn't even be your worry. Although in Nairobi na Jonga, we are more worried about being pregnant than we are worried about diseases. Ndio? Sasa, let's talk about diseases. Right now, as a country, we are grappling with untreatable gonorrhea, right? And syphilis that have refused, are not accepting antibiotics. We don't even talk about STIs. I don't even see people worrying about STIs. STDs hata mfikiriangi kaswende na kisonono. I need you to remember those names, kaswende na kisonono, kabla tuendelee mbali. Some of them are not even treatable. And some of them have very, very bad effects. HIV, by the way, wacha niwaambie, sahi hata tuna ARVs, my friend, hakuna kupima na macho. And as a child, do you think unajua kuangalia? Do you think we know? Can you tell if somebody has HIV, even you? You can't. There are people who've been on ARVs. There are people who do not look. They could have been infected yesterday. You don't know. So these are some of the consequences. Higher. For young girls. Let me just finish this one. Okay. For young girls. Cervical cancer. HPV. Did you know that HPV lies dormant in men? And that HPV is spread through sex? And that it is men who spread but they don't get it? and that it is very, very, very prevalent. It's equally preventable by one injection. We take vaccinations for it, but it's very prevalent for younger girls below 18.
Sometimes sex is weaponized, yes? And there are people who use it to get other things. They're using it as a weapon. They can use it to blackmail, to threaten. How do I recognize that this person is using sex as a weapon? And how do I navigate that?
Okay, thank you. I know this mostly happens to the vulnerable people because najua mtu akitumia ataitumia kama weapon. I think you're talking about the using sex as a weapon. This is happening actually, and it's real, mostly kwanza kwa mageto, and also for those people who believe that mwingine akona pesa anaweza mtumia and stuff. There are so many cases ambazo zimekuwa zikikuja mta. Like for me, I think I got like as per now I have 5 cases pending whereby young girls are using married men to have sex with them. Then after hapo they drag them. Then after dragging them, wanna take pictures. Then they use as a weapon to blackmail. So many people wamekuwa wakifanya hivyo, na this is happening and this is real. So sex sometimes is used as a weapon, but that's the reason as to why we are giving him more information about prevalence and also how the preventive measures is that sometimes you can think that you're using as a weapon, then ujipate kimekulamba, because unaweza enda unakuta umzae umedhania kwa sababu akona ganji na unataka kumtumia, ukitio siku ndio kaswende iko juu, mtu wangu utaumia, ni kubaya. Because as Njeri has said, najua most of you guys amtaki kuongelea about STIs, na STIs ni real. Ukiangalia saa hii information that we are giving out is people are using sex na hawataki kutumia protectives ama protections. So as far as you're using sex as a weapon to blackmail people, to get something from people, to get favors, because hata saa zingine unakuta pengine ni jamani tajiri ama ni mkubwa mahali, anakuambia kama utanipea mimi ujue sitakuchora job. Hizi vitu zina happen. So I know ziko mtaani na people are using it on a wrong way.
Yeah. You've heard, yeah. I'm sure as the audience you have questions. So we just need 2 questions because of time, and then we move. So,
I'm Sharon. I'm asking if parents consent to either of them, because consent age is 18 years. If a parent consents for the child, for example, the mother is into prostitution as a career or something, and is okay with the children engaging in such activities, and consents for the child, but is consenting to someone who's older, a man who's above 18, who's now an adult. Will it be taken as consent, or it will still be defilement? Because in previous years there was marrying off people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
First of all, if you're a parent and we have this as a problem, we will arrest the parent. The parent should be arrested. The parent cannot consent for sex for an underage child. So both the parent and the man or the woman who performed the actual act of sex. And then when it comes to, again, back to the law, because we cannot exist outside of the law. If it is a minor who had sex with a person who is not a minor, there is no consent. A minor cannot, repeat after me, a minor cannot consent, period.
A minor
cannot consent. You will go to jail because a minor cannot consent. Yes, the judge may look at the law. The lower court may say, oh, maybe she's big and nana, and no. At the end of the day, a minor cannot consent. Utashikwa tu.
We cannot exist outside the law. Yeah, Zach?
Yeah, that's true. I think Jerry has spoken. Iko sawa. Sorry, a minor is consent. Hapo ni mzazi atachukuliwa hatua. The other thing is that I know it's happening. Watu wakienda mahali kama Pokot, West Pokot, these cases ziko. Because najua huko wale wazee ndio huwa wanaamua cases, they are there, but we're making sure that we can get the information huko, we sensitive the community to understand the law, because how can you consent for your child to have sex with someone else alafu una expect itokee vizuri? I know it happens, but mostly kwanza hizi cases ziko kwa sex workers, because we don't call them prostitutes nowadays, that hiyo ni kazi, so we call them sex workers. Sawa, so wako kazi kama wale wengine, but haizi consent mtoto wake aingie ile kazi anafanya.
Yes.
The only thing anaweza fanya ni to make sure that angoja afike 18 years,
Yes.
then the child can consent on herself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zach. Miss Mo,
Hi, Tia.
what is your takeaway?
My takeaway. Actually, I was about to throw it back to our info plug.
Lakini masaa jamani machache.
For maybe just 30 seconds or maybe 1 minute. We've already established that you have to be 18 to even start thinking about this. What would we say are other things that we can consider that everyone can take away?
I think nilikuwa nimesema earlier, despite age, one, you're supposed to be emotionally ready. Hata kama saa hii nimekuja nimeteka aka kadem nimekabeba, kama emotionally akayuko ready, even you know the body reacts itself, ndio kama unataka kuhave sex, mwili hata inajiambiaga tu, unakutaka imekuambia ni aje, saa hii najisikia sawa. The other thing is about you have a healthy relationship. You can't have sex na mtu mmekasirikiana, lazima mkuwe na hiyo connection, si ndio? Una feel dem na yeye anakufeel. Kama umfeel, hakuna venye mnaweza have sex na yeye, si ndio? That's why unakuta wengine hawaelewani. The other thing is about you yourself, you understand the risks zenye zita undergo.
Yes.
Ukihave sex unaweza pata mimba, ukihave sex unaweza pata STIs, ukihave sex there are so many risks ambazo ziko after hapo. So if you understand them and you know how to overcome them, I think you are ready to go.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, Masani Machach, I can see. But the conversation still goes on our social media pages, at The Vibe KE, at Katebe Hilda, at Miss Moore, and many thanks to Obis Ventures, your one-stop solution for all matters events. And that is the wrap for this Vibe. Thank you so much.
The Vibe is set by Obis Ventures.